Carrie, yeah, lose the jacket. It's too cold. And then
It's freezing over here.
there you go. Nice to meet Carrie. Shelley and stuff. So we have nothing planned here. So we're just gonna riff. We don't need it. So just
You want to hold?
nice.
You know you
Okay,
have this
very
on
cool.
movie, not snapshot, right?
It's all good. It's all good. So you already started it?
Yeah, it's rolling.
All right. Well, this is a perfect ending of a completely chaotic experience for the last 4 weeks. Things have been absolutely crazy. We got people from all over the state ended up coming to the last part. And what kind of got this thing started? Olympia went completely nuts. This is what happens when the Democrats take complete control of both chambers and they have our governor involved. 11 different tax increases, $27 billion over the next 10 years. I'd never seen anything like it in 22 years of watching Olympia, and they just need to be reined in. And what's really just truly remarkable about this whole effort is it really only began in earnest just 4 weeks ago. And we're talking about total from scratch effort. And there's this amazing group of people from the east side of the state, Carrie Condata, Shelley, Kim, and amazing Mike McKee, organized this Facebook page, and from zero took it to 10,400 people in the span of just 4 weeks. It is like nothing we've ever seen before in our state, and today was literally people coming from all over. And someone said, do you feel like George Bailey in the movie It's a Wonderful Life? And it really is the best metaphor that you could possibly have. So it's just an honor to work with so many heroic people. It was enormously fun. We're on the verge of knowing what actually happened. But you know, all the initiatives we've ever qualified, 17 of them, I knew days in advance where we were at. On this one, day of, we literally don't know. And so Mike will be joining us in a second. I want to have Carrie come and say some things. I'm hoping Shelley can say some stuff. And Susan, I'm counting on her. She started on day one. So with that, buy a muffler, dude. So we're going to turn it over to Carrie and let Carrie have some thoughts.
Well, I got to tell you, Tim, 20-some years ago, I started my career in politics with this guy doing signatures for Initiative 695, and it got me so excited about the process that I ended up starting a radio talk show, and a few years later I was elected to the House of Representatives, and I had been there 16 years. I just basically left the House this year, but 16 years of playing defense for the House Republican Caucus, because that's what we did. We played defense for 16 years to try to stop what seems to be inevitable, and that is just this larger and larger and larger budget, a budget that will eventually crash because it's way over its skis right now. And things just progressively got further to the left, and you know, that's just the way it's going. We've got to turn it around, folks. This state cannot stay on this path forever. We will be California. We will need moving trucks to get people out of here. I know a lot of the folks in Eastern Washington, we've started the Liberty State movement, talking about another state, because they are so terrified of Eastern Washington becoming a cesspool like Seattle. And that's what the progressive agenda does. It's San Francisco, it's Portland, it's Seattle, and of course you can go right down here in Olympia and see what it does. And the people of Eastern Washington don't want anything to do with that. So this was all part of the idea, and when Tim threw this out and said, man, I think this is where we should go, Mike McKee, who will be here shortly, he's been our real go-getter, started this crazy little Facebook page, and he thought, well, let's get 400 or 500 people and go out and get some signatures and see what happens. We really didn't think this would ever materialize, and then suddenly it was 2,000, 3,000. The greatest story is the first Facebook page was Eastern Washington for 1648. Within 24 hours, we had people screaming at us, why is it Eastern Washington? So we know there are real people here in Western Washington that do believe in sane politics. And the fact is, there's more Western Washington people on that Facebook page now than there is Eastern Washington people. So it blossomed into that. It went to 7,000, and then John Carlson and Kirby Wilbur got involved on KVI, and suddenly it was at 9,000, 10,000, and on it went. What we didn't anticipate is the deliveries being as big so late in the game, and that's why we're behind today. We literally got run over. And this Pony Express idea was something we came up with the last minute because we knew people were having difficulty with mail and getting it in on time. We also knew there were thousands of signatures out there that were not going to get in if we didn't go out and get them. So we got these drivers, we put this together, and I got to tell you, it was more successful, the Pony Express, than we ever imagined, and that's why we're buried and why we're over there counting. So shortly we'll know where we're at, but it has been exciting, it has been phenomenal. The amount of, I think this is probably the most successful campaign done on social media, but I think in retrospect, social media is not the only answer. You've got to go broad, but I'll tell you, for one Facebook page to do what it did, pretty amazing. And so we know that it can work, and we're going to find out here shortly where we're at.
Shelley, I know she didn't want to talk, but we don't care. Shelley is the one who really managed this Facebook page, and it is an overwhelming task. I mean, we're talking about trying to keep track of a town of 10,400 people and trying to keep the crazies a little less crazy. So, Shelley, just what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Well, they let me be mom. They said no fights, no arguments, drop the hammer. Everybody has to play good. We've created a little city inside that group. It's a family, and we've had a ball. And I'll tell you, the trip across the state, there are places I wish we'd had more time, because we were getting hugs, we were getting petitions, and everybody's so grateful for this group. We're ready. This was just phenomenal, so much fun, and I can do mom.
I love it.
We call her the Queen of Delete.
Now, Susan.
I'm here.
Susan is amazing. So this thing started, and the first day it was launched, she wanted petitions, and she's gone out every single day. So Susan, you're like right here. I love you so much.
All right. I'm going to try to see the side of my face.
Right there. Just not worth it.
Okay, I'm not used to talking to the cameras. I'd rather talk to the people.
There you go.
Actually, I'm not used to talking at all, but I'm going to anyway because I'm a communications specialist. So, first of all, I'd like to say to everybody out there that gathered signatures, to everyone that printed copies, ran them to whoever needed them, to Kerry and his team for putting together the Facebook page, and Tim and his team for coming up with this in the first place, and especially to the people who took their time to find some place or someone with whom they could sign this petition. Y'all are rock stars in my book, because this was not easy to do. Tim and Kerry probably both could tell you, for an all-volunteer initiative campaign, they usually don't work, and I think we're going to get there. And the enthusiasm when I was out and about. For those who don't know, I would be in my little black Chevy that's behind me, folks with cameras, sitting in the back with the tailgate up and having Kirby Wilbur on KVI tell people where I was going to be. And I had, 3 weeks ago, I had two guys come up. I was in Auburn. They drove up, one from Centralia, one from Poulsbo, to sign a petition with me. This is how much it meant to them. I had another guy this past Wednesday who drove an hour and a half out of the mountains to come and sign a petition with me because he'd heard about it on KVI.
Wow.
So this is the kind of attention, that people want to be able to do with this petition, with this initiative. So for me, when Tim announced it on John Carlson's show, I think we had 51 days to get signatures at that point. When he described what this initiative would do, it reminded me of something my dad told me when I was a kid. You need to not sweat the little stuff, but you need to pick your hills to die on. And they need to be worth the sacrifice if you're going to do it. This was a hill to die on for me. Not only because it repeals the $27 billion in taxes that they passed in the dead of the night on the last weekend on title-only bills, which to me equates to taxation without representation. We had our representatives there, but they were not given the opportunity to represent us. Because, here's this tax bill, you've got 5 minutes to look it over before you vote on it. That's not representation. So that was important to get rid of that. But also, I think more importantly, is it gives us our voice back in Olympia with the 1 year sunset on any new taxes going forward. So basically the legislators have three choices if this passes. They can vote every year to renew these various taxes, which means they're not passing anything new to do to us, so that's a win. Or they can put it to a vote of the people, and not an advisory vote that they can ignore. It'll be an up or down, yes, this tax continues, no, it goes away. That's a win. Or they can just let it lapse. That's a win too. This gives us our chance to have our voice back in Olympia. And we've lost that for a long time now, so I'm really excited by this initiative. So in my book, we've got two things going forward. First, we need to grow this grassroots army that we built. Because if this actually does make the ballot, we then have the uphill climb of getting it passed in November. We are 4 months away from Election Day today. I believe it's the November 5th.
Yeah.
So we need to continue to talk to our friends, our family, our co-workers, our union members, our teachers, our church members, and the weird guy down the street, and letting them know what the truth is about this initiative, because you know the other side's going to be lying through their teeth about what this initiative does. And I think it makes a bigger impact if people have the opportunity to hear from folks they know what the truth is about it. So that's going to be a big job for us. You know, take the weekend, put your feet up, relax a minute, and hit the ground running on Monday.
Well,
But
thank you,
also,
Susan.
can I do one more thing?
I got to just grab
Okay.
something real fast. Here, 1 second.
Sorry, I talked too much.
No, you're good. You're good. You're beautiful.
It's in 3 sections because 2 phone
I just
calls.
have one-
You read my
Quick
mind.
point.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Go ahead. Finish it out, and then we'll go.
Cool. So just one other thing.
Now 4
I want to
seconds.
encourage everybody out there. The other thing we need to do, and I'm cynical about this as the next guy, is donate to this campaign. Because the other side is going to have lots and lots and lots of money to throw the lies at this. And we're not. It's the nature of the game. So if everybody who signed this petition donated just $5, we would have an excellent start on being able to get this thing passed in November. So I would encourage everybody, get ready to talk to your friends. If you can, please donate. We got to get this across the line because it's vital for the state.
All right. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to sit, my knee's killing me.
Everybody stay there. Stay there. All right, I got to get everybody. Give me a wave. There it is. That is a good-looking group. Are you aware this is my Christmas card this year? This is it right there. Ah, so awesome.
Mike is pulling up. He's got a big trailer. He's trying to find a place to park. He'll be up shortly.
All right. And we've got our
I'll
ones over
I
here.
can do a quick introduction for Mike. And he has been beat up by every policy that's come along, and he got very upset with it. And when this came along and he saw it, he said, we've got to do something. We've got to get out there and make things happen. And so he's the one that started this whole crazy thing. He called me and said, can you help me? Can you give me some direction? I said, well, here's some things I think you should do. And he did them. And 10,580 people later on Facebook, we got it done. And so without further ado, Mike McKee, who is the manager of the Facebook side of things with the two ladies, Kim and Shelley, and we'll let him tell you what's going on.
All right. All right.
So when we started this, we thought maybe we'd just energize Eastern Washington, which was a total mistake. The first 24 hours of the Eastern Washington for I-1648 was probably the worst 24 hours in my life as far as private messages. So I called Carrie, I said, this is going south. I got to get rid of the eastern part. So we did. And 10,580 people later, this is what we have. So I am here to announce to you that we come up a tad short. Okay? We had a number that we were going to, if we hit that, we would go ahead and file. We're just a little short of that number. We have been literally over there counting from early this morning, and it, we just finished up with the mail and all of the stuff coming in. But if you look at where we started 30 days ago, that was 10,000 signatures a day, and there a lot of people said, you guys won't even come close. Well, they were wrong, because we come a lot closer than what people think. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to turn it over to Tim. It is. It's a win-win. Trust me, people took note. People were going to take note. I'm going to let Carrie talk about, we're not done. Obviously, we're not done. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit of time. We're going to get our feet up. I'm going to reacquaint myself with my wife, Deanna, standing over there, because there's been 2 women in my life here that has had a lot more conversation time with me the last 35 days than my wife. So we owe that to her. So I'm going to turn this over to Tim and Carrie, and you know, we keep our chins up and we march forward because we have done an incredible thing the last 35 days.
We have.
Wow. Wow. I'm such a glasses half full guy. I always am, and I knew from the beginning that I would not be surprised no matter what happened, because in 30 days, in earnest, for us to start this thing, all the rules said there's just no way, no money, such a short period of time, but there was such passion, such energy, so many people, and I'm certain, I am beyond certain, it was only the calendar that was the only enemy that we had. That is it. That give us a little more time, I guarantee you this would have made it over the finish line. I don't know the final number, but I mean, I'm telling you, there's so much passion for this, so many people upset, and the glass is half full. All I can come up with is there are a whole lot more people know what Olympia did this legislative session than would have known it otherwise. There has been absolutely no media coverage whatsoever on all these tax increases. There has not been the coverage that needed to be there, and we're living in an era where unless we make it news, it will never, ever happen. So we had to create our own thing. We started from scratch, from ground zero, and we started in earnest 4 weeks ago, and it's not surprising that we fell short, but it's a gut punch that happened. But as I talked with somebody over there was talking about, there are the seeds of a future victory here. That we have laid the seeds and the groundwork for something in the future. And when I was growing up, my mom said to me, Tim, there are things that are going to happen to you that are going to at the time feel bad, but you're going to look back on them and say that it worked out for the best.
That's right.
That really, and I think that that's the way we need to look at this. I'm struggling with it because I feel like there was just so many people that worked so hard on this thing, and we just really felt like it was gonna make it, and we could even potentially set records. But we literally, not a single one of us knew what was actually going to happen today. And then how about that traffic? And so anyway, I'm so proud of these people. I am like so pleased that we built something from scratch that was so amazing and so extraordinary. I have tremendous respect for Carrie and for Mike and for Shelley and for Kim for doing what they did. And I can guarantee you that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even have been in the game. And there was just this amazing passion, this amazing energy, but the calendar killed us. The calendar killed us. And so I just want to let you know that, my shirt says it all, persistence. It's the only reason we're still in the game. The only reason we're still fighting back is because you have to be willing to come back again and again and again. And on this one, Olympia just went nuts. And with that, I will turn it over to Carrie, unless I can think of something after he's done to say something. But Carrie, why don't you dive in? But Mike, amazing job, man. Amazing job.
Tim has said it very well. Thanks, Mike. Bottom line was, when we started this, I got calls from all my friends in Olympia, sitting reps, attorneys, and everybody else said, that's the kamikaze thing, Kandata. He said, $10,000 a day, and you're doing it without money. We didn't ask for money. We didn't hire paid signature gatherers. We knew it was a very, very tall order. But I tell you what came out of it, the synergy and the organization and what we proved we could do in that situation was beyond my wildest belief. The results of this are way beyond what I thought we'd be. I probably knew in the back of my head we weren't going to get there, but I didn't believe it after I saw the energy that was coming out. But the problem, Tim hit it around the head, it was simply time. All the energy, all the mass, all the stuff that came in the last 4 days. I mean, and I'm going to tell you something else. There's lots more signatures out there. There's people that didn't know when to mail, mailed late. I'll bet there's a box full tomorrow. The Secretary of State has a bunch of them. But the drop dead number is there. There's no way to get over it, but we are so close, and it's so rewarding to think that that's how close we really got. So as Tim said, we're all going to sit down and think about this. We're going to look at what we did. We're going to look at the organization, what worked, what didn't. The Pony Express definitely worked.
Oh,
we're
amazing.
going to probably revisit that again. But there are things that we could have done differently in terms of the mailing dates and other things. There was a lot of confusion. This is our first time around, you know, and we are going to sit down and completely analyze it, rework it, and come up with an even better model for the near future. And you're going to see and hear more about that. I'm very excited to be back in the game. And I'll tell you, folks, nobody should be ashamed of this. I've been 21 years in politics. This is the most amazing thing I've seen, and I've seen a lot. And this has been amazing. And I know Joni, my fiance over here, was just amazed at the people coming up and thanking us and hugging us. And she's never seen anything like this. And frankly, I haven't seen anything like that. As a Republican, I don't get hugged that often. But you know.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
But last but not least, there is no election until 2020, so nothing's going to change in Olympia in the short session unless we change it. We've got till now to the end of the year to figure out how to do that, and I think with this momentum and this model, we can actually do that, and we have to, because there's only a few reps up here that have their head on straight. Here's one of them back there.
Big Jim.
Jim Wallace. There are people that really know how it should be, and hopefully next year we can elect a few more, but until then it's up to us. It's this group and the bigger group we're going to develop to get this done before the end of the year, or we're going to have another session that makes this one look light. So,
Terry, don't let this change. Don't let the grassroots nature.
Come on up
We
here.
would like Jim to join us. I want you here, man. You're awesome. We
Say
love
a word,
Jim.
Don't let the grassroots nature of this movement change. Remember, this was done without paid signature gatherers. It was done in the real way, starting with people and working up. Don't lose that. That's powerful. The cowards under the dome over there listen to people who are activated and motivated. So stay focused, don't give up the fight, and this will lead to good results in 2020 and beyond. So stay strong and keep pushing, because trust me, they listen to you, and they will.
You do the same, Jim. From the inside.
I'll meet you in the middle.
So everybody, last word for me.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to Facebook. It'll still be up. We'll have some announcements, but it's not going away. We want to continue to build that army, and we will have announcements in the very near future about where this is going. Okay?
And,
we have a contingency plan. Trust me.
And I really want to emphasize this one more time. It's just, I am like, and all of us are like insanely grateful for all the people that put in so many hours and so much time for them to work so hard on something like this. And it's gut wrenching for us that we weren't able to deliver it for you. But I mean,
We will.
It is an incredibly moving experience that there's this many people willing to come down here and help with this. And I can't tell you how grateful we are for all of you for taking the time to come out. So thank you.
About how many?
Our magic number was 200,000 in order to take them inside. We come a little bit short of that.
Not much.
Not much, but
And
we
there's
come a little
probably
bit short.
more out there, but it's not enough to
If
get
I
over the hump.
could get the mail tomorrow, I would probably be wheeling those into the Secretary of State today.
Don't make me
Because
think about
you know,
That's
any of these initiative processes, the day after, and you know, I don't know how many times I noticed on Facebook. I just put it in the mail. That was yesterday. It's like, what?
Smart.
Yeah, it's gonna be put. No. Okay. So you know, again, this was our first gig on Facebook. We'll be more organized. We'll be bigger and we'll be better.
The army is built.
Tell us how short. Tell us if you would have got it tomorrow.
We'll see when we
no
open the
doubt in my
box.
mind. No doubt in my mind, we'd have got it tomorrow.
Tell us how much, if you can, on Facebook.
We'll do it later.
I'd like to know.
Yeah,
we'll do.
Thank you, man.
Did it show up tomorrow? We were
I've
20,000 over you, which is wonderful. I'd like to know that.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
It's beyond my way.
This only makes us stronger.
Yeah.
If people know that, I mean, the secret's out. Those that aren't watching, the ones that don't have their eye on the ball, they know something's really wrong under that dome, and they're not going to stand for us. So look for the blessing, folks. There's a blessing in this. We may not understand it, but it's only going to make us stronger, and we will come back. And they're going to fall like the walls of Jericho, because the people are going to not stand for this. Thanks.
The one thing that I don't know how many of you guys were out signature and gathering, and I was totally amazed at the people that didn't even know about the tax increases that are coming. And that is incredible.
That's right.
That they don't know. So, yes, education, that was a huge part of our world. So, you know, keep on Facebook, and we will announce probably within a couple of weeks a game plan.
Yes.
New name? Is it going to be a 1648 site for now?
It'll
Stay the same.
Yeah, it'll stay the same name until we figure out what the new initiative will look like, that number, and then we'll probably change it.
Yeah, that would be getting the people onto the new one will probably be a little bit tricky.
I don't know. We'll figure that out. You know, I'm not a Facebook expert yet. I'm still learning.
Tim, is that you?
Mike.
Mike, what's your last name?
McKee.
I know that.
All right. Thank you for all coming down. Well, yeah, your hard work is just phenomenal. But we'll just hit it next time, and we won't be starting from scratch. That's the neat thing. So, good night.
Thank you, Mike. Everything.